Marketing has become more complicated than ever, and even though there are literally hundreds of channels and tactics to reach the desired audience, companies continue to focus the majority of their energy on short-term tactics such as advertising.
You should look into advertising.
According to a study by the IPA and ISBA in Marketing Week last year, 75% of marketers and 73% of agencies agree that short-term tactical needs often take priority over longer-term objectives. Now, I've been banging on the drum for long-term strategic thinking for a while now, but today I want to give a bit of a primer on what I mean by short-term and long-term marketing and why this balance is important. Because even as marketing has grown more complex, many people still seem to conflate advertising with marketing and tactics with strategy.
Is there a difference?
Wrong. My name is Tara and this is Truly Strategic. Even though the data gathered in the report is a little out of date and a bit problematic in that it merely examines these enormous case studies, Les Binet and Peter Field's The Long and the Short of It, originally published in 2013, comes to a fascinating conclusion. Marketers should invest 60% of their budgets in long-term brand building and 40% in short-term sales activation to achieve the best return on marketing investment, or ROMI. Yet, as I mentioned earlier, this is not what's happening. The majority of companies continue to focus on short-term tactics, often jumping on trend bandwagons such as Facebook ads and programmatic.
We ought to make a viral video.
Firsthand, we've seen companies switch their entire marketing plan overnight because of these trends, often as they've barely implemented their last shiny object. One company changed its tactics 4 times as we were putting together a proposal.
We want content.
Oh, no, we want community engagement.
Wait, stop the presses. Our new focus is influencer marketing.
The last straw was their switch to marketing automation.
That's it. I'm done.
All of these are perfectly fine tactics if used as part of an overall strategy, but they're not silver bullets. And by leading with the tactics, they're setting themselves up for absolute failure. As the famous quote by Sun Tzu in The Art of War goes, strategy without tactics is the slowest route to victory, but also tactics without strategy is the noise before defeat.
Defeated.
Once you add in propensity towards short-termism, defined by economists as an excessive focus on short-term results at the expense of long-term interests, we end up with a completely broken cycle, destined to repeat itself.
You are just going to continue to do the same thing over and over and over again.
And worse, according to studies by McKinsey, this cycle has been on the rise since 1999. I don't think that there's any coincidence that this was also the time when more and more advertisers were shifting to the web. Binet and Fields themselves warned of the pull of big data. So here we are. We have hundreds of channels and tactics available to reach our market with our messages. It's cheaper than ever to buy an impression because there is so much inventory online and even off. Therefore, it gets even more accessible so more businesses can jump in and advertise. Facebook alone has over 6 million businesses buying ads regularly. So more complexity, more competition, and more uncertainty, but a decline in strategic long-term thinking? Call me crazy, but that seems like a recipe for disaster.
We're all gonna die!
The key here is to strike the right balance to help you meet your goals. The definition of marketing, as approved by the American Marketing Association, is the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers, clients, partners, and society at large, not programmatic advertising or increasing impressions. We define our role as strategists to connect companies with their customers through understanding the market, helping develop the products to serve that market, and finding the right channels to distribute the products and messages to that market. The right audience, the right message, the right channels at the right time.
Right. Okay.
There are hundreds of channels and hundreds of millions of potential people at the receiving end. The key to strategy, short-term and long-term, is to find the right path through in a way that is efficient, sustainable, and most likely to be successful.
That's just it. That's the key.
In my next video, I'm going to talk about what long-term and short-term tactics look like and how to use strategy to find that best path forward. So subscribe or follow where you're watching this if you want to find out when I publish. My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Strategic.